Hi, welcome. So, as you know, NTA has recently released results for UGC NET, and I'm very grateful that I've cleared NET. And as you know, it is not an easy nut to crack, especially in English. Yeah, so I'll tell you, there are several reasons for that. Why? As you know, syllabus is quite vast and UGC has no detailed syllabus mentioned for English literature especially. And secondly, because it is vast, there are lesser number of questions that are repeated, so cramming up PYQs won't help you either. Although I believe strategy is quite subjective and depends on person to person, but I'll try to mention what worked for me and how did I study for this exam, and I hope that helps. So I have divided this into two main sections. First one for the paper one, and as you know, there are 10 units and they're divided into theoretical and practical parts. Maths, logical reasoning, DI, reading comprehension being the practical portion, and rest being the theoretical portion. I know how boring it is to read the theory part earlier, it was quite factual and simple per se, but as you can see, the rising trend it is more concept based. So if you have no conceptual clarity, you may not be able to score good in paper 1, and I cannot enforce enough on this part that scoring good in paper 1 is literally the deal breaker to get you JRF, and this was one of my mistakes that I had done. So the books I followed was KVS Madan. It has comprehensive syllabus and details regarding the various units, and the channels that I followed were Talvi Sir's channel, JRF Adda, and yes, obviously don't skip your PYQs. Okay, now coming to paper 2, that is English. For the starters, just go through PYQs to analyze the kind of questions that are being asked so that you can understand which areas are your strength and what are your weaknesses, because without analyzing what the examiner's point of view, how will you create your own strategy? And considering the ocean like syllabus of English literature, it is very important that you should not skip your PYQs again. Okay, so to create a base around the various ages of British literature, I followed William J. Long. It is a simple read and it is very important that you correlate things. Just see how there are variations in literature throughout different ages. I followed Arpita Karwa's index that had important authors and details. I used a lot of information from Wikipedia to make my own notes because as a person who needs an offline and personalized material to learn things, I had to make my own notes. And yes, it was very time consuming, but I know this is going to help me in the long run. I used P.K. Nair's book, that is Contemporary Literary and Cultural Theory, to understand literary theory. And as you must have realized, literary theory and criticism holds a lot of weightage, and when it comes to net, and one should have a clear conceptual understanding of it to be able to solve the questions. And you can also refer to Peter Berry's beginning theory, and for literary criticism you can use M.A.R. Habib's book. For non-British literature, especially Indian literature, I took a lot of help from Wikipedia and Arpita Karwa's index, and other post-colonial literature. I just followed the PYQs and analyzed the repeated questions on famous writers. So I just googled and made my notes of the main works. Now coming to the revision and mock test part, revision is the key to this paper, and as the syllabus is quite vast, it is humanly impossible to remember details of the works. Even year of publications are even asked. I prepared for almost 3 to 4 months precisely, and I had planned my revisions weekly and monthly, so you can do that as well. I know it tends to get boring, but you should not skip this part at any cost. And for mock test, I would suggest you can subscribe to various study apps, purchase their mock test at minimal cost, such as Adda 247, Testbook. Also, you can join various Telegram groups that conduct daily quizzes so that you keep on practicing. Okay, so yeah, this was my basic strategy for clearing this exam, and do let me know in comments if you have any queries related to it. Thank you.